Hello, 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 and welcome to another episode of the Sister-Cousins Candid Conversations podcast. Today is episode 14, and we will be talking about deal breakers in relationships. Mm, mm, mm. Lord help us today. So two of us are married, Joanna and I, and Danya, you're single, so I can't wait. Matter of fact,
Not with me.
no,
No. I want to hear what some deal breakers for y'all, because y'all are actually married.
Well, Joanna, you want to go first? You want me to go first?
I would like for you to go first.
Okay, I got two right off the top. Okay, that's a liar and a cheater. Done. I've been married for 20 years. If I ever become single, some tragically happens to my husband, things just don't work out. The first lie you tell by mistake or on purpose is over. I ain't got time. Okay? I ain't got time. By mistake.
Lie by mistake.
It's over. I'm done. I don't have time to be playing no games. I can't do it. Because a lie leads to a cheat lead to a baby lead to a disease. I ain't got time for none of that. It's over. One time hit a quitter. Huh?
That one lie leads to a whole.
You know how seeing for me just grows and grows, baby. And I am not the one. Listen. Back in the day, I would dress up in all black and go flash some tires. I ain't nobody got time for that these days. I can't do it. It's over. I mean, in this day and age, there's really no purpose of lying. As long as two consenting adults, hey, we come up with the terms of our relationship. And if you can't honor the terms, this contract, this agreement that we've made, it's just like, what's the point? I'm okay with you saying, hey, this is what I'm looking for, being honest, and it's up to me to determine if I want to accept those terms that you are putting on the table. So I can't do it. And then cheating, maybe in my 20s and 30s, maybe. But right now in my 40s, in a few years down in my 50s, I can't do it. I used to say it's one thing for a man to cheat, but it's another thing for a man to bring a baby home. The baby is the evidence that you got to look at for a long time. The cheating, you can kind of get past and over and through and work it out. But that baby,
that was a break, baby.
No. Look, we can't be on no break if I don't know we on a break. You know what I'm saying? We both got to be agreement that we on a break. So those are my two top. Now, one other one, what I love about a guy is that when he has a close relationship with his mom. I don't want a mama's boy, but to me, when a guy is close to his mother, he has a soft spot for women. If you treat your mother a certain kind of way, that means you're going to treat me a certain kind of way. And that's very evident in my relationship with my husband. He was close to his mother. And it's just certain things, even when he's very helpful and considerate of women in general. And so I love that about him. And so that is a quality that I will look for in a guy. And if he didn't have a close relationship with his mother, can't deal with him. Deal breaker.
Okay, so those are deal breakers if you were, God forbid, anything ever happened to your husband and you had to get back in the dating game. But what are deal breakers as a married woman? Is there anything that your husband could do that will make you walk away from your marriage?
Cheat and bring home a baby.
It was a break, baby.
You ain't on no break in no marriage, honey. They call that legal separation. And then you still bound by your contractual agreement between you and the Lord. You still married. No, ma'am. No, sir.
Florida doesn't even recognize illegal separation, so that doesn't apply here.
Okay.
Don't apply in Florida.
You're right. For me, I mean, cheating would be huge in a marriage. I would like to think, the cheating thing would be a lot difficult for me. I like to think that I'm mature enough to even get over that, but I know for a fact that my flesh would get in the way with that, because cheating to me, if you want to leave, then leave, but don't cheat. To me, that's like a slap in my face. If you're not happy here and you're ready to go, by all means, bye.
Peace and hair grease, okay?
But for you to cheat, that to me would be very hard for me to get over. Very hard. And then if you had a child,
Hush.
I don't know.
It's a break, baby.
I have a soft spot for kids because they didn't ask to be here. They didn't have anything to do with you cheating. So I don't think that my anger would ever be directed at a child. But having to look at that child and know that my husband was intimate with somebody else, that would be difficult for me.
Mm-hmm.
Not that I don't think I could ever put that type of burden on a child, because the child didn't have nothing to do with this, you know?
No, he or she didn't.
It's just the fact though, it's like, okay, now that you have this baby, I have to deal with this baby's mama. And I'm already feeling some kind of way. I don't know if I could get over that, especially if she was kind of coming at me some kind of way. After been with my husband, we would have some issues there. So I don't know. I would like to think that I'm mature enough to get over that, and if I decide to stay in a marriage, to put that aside. But that would be very, very hard for me at that point. Very hard.
And one other thing, the final major deal breaker for me would be abuse, whether that be physical, mental, or emotional abuse. I thank goodness I haven't experienced any physical abuse. Not that I can remember any strong, emotional abuse. However, I just couldn't imagine somebody putting their hand on me, because I would have to plot and plan, and I would have to kill you, and that means I would be in jail. So you done bust me upside my head, but when you fall deep asleep, I'm gonna have to hurt you bad, and that may be cause for jail time. So once you show me the first time that you can put your hands on me, I'm out. I can't do it.
I don't know. I have been in relationships that have been abusive. I mean, these were long time ago, way before I got married. I've been in two. One was more emotional, and one was actually physical. And you say that in the beginning. You say that in the beginning. I don't know anybody who's just gonna let somebody put their hands on them. In the beginning, you fight back because you're like, oh no, you didn't.
Got me messed up.
I will say one thing. That is something that I don't ever say I would never do anymore, because I said that before and I did it. And it's not something, I understand why. People always ask, why do people stay? Or why do they do this? Or why do they do that? If you ain't never had it happen to you, you have no idea what that person is going through or what they're dealing with at that time. So I don't ever say that I wouldn't. But I would say now, though, having been through that experience, if I even think you got to lay your hands at me, you're going to jail. I don't tolerate that now, because I've lived through that, And it's not something that is a deal breaker for me. I don't tolerate people yelling. I don't tolerate people being aggressive towards me. I don't tolerate them, getting up in my face. I don't tolerate that now, because I have lived through something like that. So that is definitely a deal breaker for me. In a marriage, outside of a marriage, as a friend, look, I don't care. I don't want that type of personality in my life, any type of way.
It's interesting you mentioned that, because I remember you had a really, really close friend that you have been friends with for years. And she was, there are a lot of women who refer to each other as the B word, like as a term of endearment. And I remember she kept referring to you as that, and you didn't like it. And I don't know if you guys ever mended that relationship, but I remember that relationship, that friendship, like kind of went away because you didn't feel comfortable with that. I remember that. That was some years ago. I don't know if it ever got mended or whatever, but I remember that.
It did not get mended. And just like I say, I am not opposed to cutting you off if you can't respect me, if you can't respect who I am. And I didn't say this in a mean way to this individual. I just said, hey, I'm not comfortable with you calling me that. I mean, I'm just not.
So I remember, like Joanna said, when it comes to, like Luana said, physical, any type of abuse, you always say, I'm out. I remember when I was a kid, and I don't know if y'all remember this movie. It was a Lifetime movie, I think. I don't know. But anyway, it was called Tracy Turnblad. was it not Tracy Turnbad? Tracy Turnbad is from Hairspray. Lord.
Yeah, I'm like, Tracy Turnbad. That's funny.
Tracy Thurman's story. And what she had married this guy, and he was physically abusive. They ended up having 2 kids. So she ended up suing the police department because she had a restraining order against him, and he came to her house, to abuse her again. And he snatched one of her kids. They had 2 kids. He snatched one of their kids out of her hand. And the police came, and he literally is jumping on her head on the ground with steel-toe boots. And the police did nothing. Like, he was beating the crap. I mean, so basically she became handicapped from that. And I remember watching that movie. I was like, oh, nah, bro. Not never. Nope. Ain't no way somebody gonna put their hands on me. And like Juana said, that's what you always say until you are in that situation and it changes. And so for somebody who has been in 2 abusive relationships, that's what I said too. But again, you don't know what you're going to do until it happens. And for me, the last time that it happened, people always say, why don't they leave? Why don't they leave? Well, a lot of times you got to plot and plan to leave, to do it safely, because just trying to get away from somebody, that may not end up the right way. And for me, it was, okay, we got to do this. We got to do this. It was a strategic thing to get out of that situation so that you can be safe, those around you are safe, and this person can't get to you, can't find you, whatever the case may be. So Juana, okay, I asked Luana this. The only thing you said that you would definitely leave is if your husband cheated, definitely if he had a baby. Is there any other deal breakers that you will walk away from your marriage?
I don't know. I mean, just like I said, I have to be honest, I can't, those are deal breakers in my mind, but depending on the circumstances, I don't even know if that's something I would be willing to leave.
That's true.
In my mind, that is a deal breaker for me. Mm-hmm. In my flesh, I would sit there and say no. Looking at that now, standing right here, I would say no. So I don't know. Just say I take my marriage vows very seriously. I think for me, it would be hard because I take my marriage vows so seriously for me to walk away from that. It would have to be something that's, and Lord forbid, but it would have to be something so outrageous, like, I don't know, he's a serial killer and I find out, or, he is, a child molester or something like that. That to me is like, you can't stay with that. It would have to be something so, that would make me leave.
Egregious. What's the word?
But
egregious.
But having said that too, I also feel like in a marriage, especially in a marriage relationship, there should be some level of respect. There has to be communication. There has to be 2 willing people who are working towards, this relationship in order for it to work. If you don't have that, it's not going to work anyway. You can't have that person doing all, trying to keep the marriage together if the other person is not putting anything in. So I don't know. Marriage is complicated. It's really complicated, but there's certain things that I think a marriage has to have in order to work. But for me to actually step away and leave, it would have to be abuse. It would have to be, me finding out, something so terrible that there's just no way that I could possibly stay.
Ooh, that he was living a double life, that he had a whole nother family in a whole nother state or something. I be watching them Lifetime movies.
That's cheap.
Lifetime, but that's true. That happens. It happens
a lot.
So
which is why I won't date a truck driver. Just saying. But
listen, ironically, Juana is talking about marriage vows and the commitment made between you, your spouse, and God. To me, our relationship has come to a point. We have come so far in our marriage and have gone through different things that those things are deal breakers. The thing is, being able to communicate, a person cheating, why would you cheat? Why do you cheat? There's something they may feel there's a void of something they're not receiving from their mate or whatever. So there's a void. Well, that's where the communication comes into play. It's like, hey, honey, I mean, it's about time, what's up, or hey, I've been feeling a certain kind of way, or I don't feel like this. And so that's where the communication comes into play. So if you're able to communicate with your mate, then you shouldn't get to those deal breaker points or whatever. And so that's why I'm saying, for me, at this point, at this stage in my life and in my marriage, those are all deal breakers. I mean, to me, it's like you've been together long enough to be able to communicate those things. I mean, I got married at 24, so I've been with my husband in my 20s, my 30s, and my 40s. I'm on my way to my 50s. And so it's like, okay, dude, I gave you all of my life. Okay. So I can't do it. I can't do it. Now, I'm living the single. Ow!
It ain't all this crack to me. Okay. So
what's your deal breakers?
I'm the only one that's not married anymore.
But you were married.
I was married for 13 years.
Mm-hmm.
And my ex-husband and I, for the most part of our marriage, had a great understanding. We were very, we had a form of intimacy that was different than most people would understand. Like, we could be in the same room, we could look at each other and know it was time to go. I mean, we were really connected. Like, we had a very good connection, and he was indeed my person and my friend. But it came to a point where things changed. People outgrow each other. There was no infidelity that I'm aware of in our marriage. There were no lies that I'm aware of in our marriage. However, there were some big things that happened over the course of our marriage that were difficult to adjust to, such as the death of a parent, the birth of children, illness, mental health issues, things that were not properly being addressed. So our marriage did not go the long haul, but we're great co-parents, and I guess we can say we're friends. I don't know. But for me, so let's get to my deal breakers. Y'all know I got a list. Well, let's first of all, my mother gave me a deal breaker. We're gonna talk about hers because this one is theirs. So, but for me, top number one, deal breaker is a liar. I cannot stand a liar.
Let the church say amen.
I feel like this. If you mess up, because we all mess up. If you mess up, you do some jacked up shit. But if you tell the truth, we can probably work through that. But if you lie, Craig, you ain't gotta lie, Craig. And I found out, bro, it's over. It's a done deal. It's just done because it's not necessary. Like, there was this person that was in my life that for the first 2 months, because our relationship was only 4 months long, y'all. But the first 2 months, he had a whole girlfriend whom he lived with. And yet, he was at my house at least 5 days out of the week. So,
wow.
But he had a whole girl, like, he have a half of a girlfriend. He have a quarter. He had a whole girlfriend.
So he had a whole girlfriend, you the half girlfriend, and she done had a half boyfriend too, because ain't no way somebody man can go 5 days and we got a sim.
He would tell me, and like, I think about it now, and I tell him this all the time because we still talk because we share a child. But I tell him all the time, like, bro, you used to tell me you love me every day and then roll over and go to bed with somebody else. Really? So now I have this issue, like, words mean absolutely nothing to me. Nothing. Actions are everything. So liars. I feel like this, when it comes to a person, when you're trying to get to know somebody, or you don't take away my choice. By lying to me, you take away my choice. Now, if he had came to me, because boy, he's fine. I'm going to go ahead and give him his props. He's fine. If he had came to me, it was like, hey, what's up? Woo, woo, woo. I just need to let you know I got a girl. The reality of the situation is, because that I mentioned the boy is fine, I probably would have still smashed. I mean, we wouldn't have been in a whole relationship.
But Jesus.
I'm a work in progress. My cousins be praying for me, thank goodness. Anyway, so, But he took away my choice. By the time I found out about this girl, and it wasn't from her that I found out about, it was from the other girl, because he was cheating on me and her with somebody else. But did I mention he was a liar? So, by the time I had found out about the situation,
I want to take a shower right now.
I know, right? Like all the cooties.
Ugh.
I was already emotionally invested. It didn't last after that though, so it really don't matter. But I can't stand to be lied to. I would rather you hurt me with the truth than come for me with a lie. Any time, because I just
write that down.
I can't with the lie. Okay, so another deal breaker for me is you have no follow through. Let me tell y'all something. Dating is the ghetto. Okay, it is the ghetto. it's okay. So then, like, you're dating and you're over 40. You have small children, and it's like, so this is dating. Somebody puts 3 garbage bags in front of you, right? One of them is just a regular old wrinkly garbage bag. The other one is wrinkly, but it got glitter on it. And then the other one is wrinkly, but somebody bedazzled it. At the end of the day, it's still trash. That's what dating is like right now, okay?
Plain, glitter, and bedazzled. All
but
trash.
Still trash.
That's a word right there. We need to pass the collection plate.
Right. I must admit, I can't imagine being single in 2020 because the stuff I see out here, I have some girlfriends who are single and they're doing like the online dating stuff. And some of the stories, I mean, I can't make this stuff up. Like literally, people, talking to each other for 4 months, and then all of a sudden when they decide they're gonna see in person, and this guy don't send a photo that's like 30 years old. I mean, just crazy.
Or you be talking, okay, because I online date. My friends and family are not fans of online dating, but I do. I will admit. By the way, my best friend met her husband online after I told her that she should try online dating. Anyway, so I do online date, and the stories, you can't make this up. Like, it's 2020, bruh. Why can't we video chat? I need to video chat with you to make sure you who you say you are. You're not finna catfish me. I'm not finna be catfish. Or how about is it that all your pictures are only from like the shoulder down? So do that mean you got like 16 bellies opposed to my 2? Should you be on my 600-pound life? I need to know what's going on. Do you live with 28 cats? Don't play with me. But what's real surprising to me, because I have a friend, he online dates and he runs all his little online dates by me. But anyway, these women, ladies, stop inviting these men to y'all house. Y'all don't know them. Let me tell y'all where I be meeting most of my online dates at. Target. Target. How far do you live from Target? Can you meet me at Target? Bruh, no. Now,
So wait, are y'all having the popcorn and the little snacks in the snack area?
No, he can walk around Target with me.
Okay. That's what you said about Target. What you said about Target. I'm just trying to find out, is that why you like Target?
Nah, he can just meet me at Target, and I can see, like, I need to know how he walk. I need to see if he gonna pick up any personal hygiene items, because you always need some personal hygiene items. And if you come to Target and you don't pick up no personal hygiene items, I don't want to get down with you, but we gonna get that to that next, because that's probably on my list. But anyway, so what I was saying, no follow through. These men today have absolutely no follow through. It's a deal breaker for me. You always say, hey, woo, let's meet up on this date and time. Okay, fine, let's meet up. What's the plan? They cannot make any plans. They do not know how to make plans. They always say women can't decide what they want to eat. Y'all can't decide what y'all want to do. I'm gonna need you to make some plans, bruh. I'm gonna need you to make some plans. Okay, so no follow through. Hold on, y'all. It's a whole list. Okay, also, contrary to popular belief, I am not a heathen. If you do not have a relationship with God, I can't get with you, bruh. So listen, let me tell y'all what these men be putting on their dating profiles. Spiritual. That's what they be saying. What is spiritual? I mean, because demons are spirits.
Right.
What spirits you get with, bro? I need to know what that means. Like, I need you to tell me if you a Buddhist, a Muslim, a Christian. I'm gonna need you to be specific. But they
Now,
spiritual.
you better ask which God you serving.
They real spiritual. They all spiritual, okay? Okay, so also, I can't deal with a mama's boy. I would prefer that he's an orphan. I'm just gonna keep it 100.
I don't even have a mom at all.
Orphan. I don't want him to have no parents. Let me say, no, I'm sorry, y'all. No, seriously, the mama's boy thing. Cause guess what? Your mama ain't gonna like me because she still likes Shaquita, who you dated when you were 16. Shaquita still called. I got a part. Let me tell y'all. I have a family member who, a girl that he dated years before he ever got married, stayed in contact with his mama forever. Like, even after he got married, this person still was in contact with his mama. And
wait. Clarify who. Wait, don't tell who, but they was in contact with whose mama?
The guy's mama, even after he got married. So, you know, your mama always got that one that she would have rather you have ended up with than me. And then also,
Than you, huh?
Also, one of the things like I have an issue with, like, so we gotta dang to be engaged to be married for you to meet my children. Okay, you're gonna have to be real, real special, bro, for you to meet my kids.
Look at my face.
Right.
What?
I don't remember somebody was over in that kitchen doing some cooking, and it wasn't that. I don't even know their name. That's how long they was around real quick. So stop that line.
He wasn't around real quick, but he was around. Now that person, you know, we had that's we don't talk about that person anymore, okay? But like now, if you're
I just need some clarification because I'm trying to, you know, I want you. Yeah.
No, he doesn't. That was the person that we have a very active restraining order against. Okay.
And this is the person you let around your. So I guess that's why you don't let anybody around your cheering no more. I understand. I'm like,
and that was what, back in 2017, 2018, I don't remember. So anyway, so
wow, got that comeback.
I can't do the mama's boy. Okay, so a big one for me is communication or lack thereof. It's important in every relationship, not just the marriage. But obviously, people don't understand what communication is. I need someone who knows how to openly, honestly, and vulnerably communicate with me. Does that mean I need to spend 45 minutes to an hour on the phone with you every day? No, I do not. But we have to communicate. And when I say communicate, we need to be on the same wavelength. What if I tell you up front that I am looking for a relationship and I spend a little time with you, we get to know each other, and then at some point I say to you, so what are we going to do? Don't act like I'm pressuring you for a relationship, bro. This wasn't no more. This didn't come out the goddamn sky. This just didn't drizzle out the damn sky. I told you this up front. Okay, but anyway, don't get me started. But anyway, okay, hold on. Oh,
so let me give your tongue a break for a second. Let me go back. When you talk about a mama's boy, let me tell you something. I love my in-laws as if they were my own parents. My mother-in-law, God rest her soul, she's no longer with us. We had an awesome relationship. I never am the type of person to talk about my husband to anybody, you know, like family members or friends, because your family members and your friends, they don't forget. I'm over whatever Gazoo did, but you may not be over it. So you kind of looking at him with side eye when we come over to the family barbecue. So I would always talk about him real good to his mother. And so she and I had a very honest conversation from the gate. She said, let me tell you something. That is my son, and I love him, and I'm always going to support him. However, I'm a woman first. Right is right, and wrong is wrong. And from that day forth, that's been my girl. I love my in-law. So I don't know if she have ever preferred him to be with somebody else. I've never felt that. She treated me like her very own daughter, not a daughter-in-law. She treated me like her daughter, and we had an awesome relationship. So I don't know, maybe it's just you.
I can relate to that too, because my in-laws are the same. I love, and have a very good relationship with my in-laws. just like I said, I'm like you, Luanda. I don't talk about my marriage to a lot of people. There's probably two people that I really do talk about my marriage to, and those are people who are able to look at our marriage objectively. They don't take sides. They're going to give me the word of God. They're going to steer me in the right direction, and I don't go to them often. So I haven't had that experience. Just I don't think, I don't know. To say my in-laws have always been great to me. So I don't know. I haven't had
So, my mother-in-law loved me until literally the day I said I do. Before we got married, I was her girl. She was baking me cookies and everything. After we got married, I was the colored girl who answered the door.
Wow.
Now I have nieces and nephews from when I was married. I always had great relationships with them. I still have great relationships with my nieces and nephews from my marriage, and I stay in contact with them. But my relationship with my mother-in-law was non-existent. I loved her because she gave me him. He was her child. She birthed him, so I'm going to love her automatically, but we were never close, and I'm okay with that. What's interesting though is she was very close to my mother. She loved my mother, but she didn't like me, and that's okay. But anyway, okay, let's get back to some of my issues.
That's weird though. That's like that's super weird. How did she love your mother but didn't like you? That's weird. And I know you and your mother are very similar in a lot of ways, so that's kind of crazy.
But my mother is a lot softer than me.
That's true. And let me give a shout out to my father-in-law. I love him. My father-in-law, actually. We talk weekly just about crazy random stuff. I mean, and it's so crazy how close, like when I'm at their house and when I come over and I'm introduced to him as his daughter. Well, he'll say his daughter-in-law, but people assume that if my sister-in-law is there and I'm there, they assume that I'm his daughter. We have a very similar personality, and we both dark complected, so people automatically assume that I'm his daughter. And so those family dynamics can be strange. And like I say, that's why to me, a guy with a close relationship with his mother is, for me, super important, because that just lets me know that you have a certain reverence for women, and so that would kind of translate to us. Carry on.
I would necessarily say a close relationship with a mother. So I don't do mama's boys, but I'm just gonna keep it 100 because I've had bad experiences from it. But I do observe how men treat women. Period. Whether it's their mother, whether it's their aunt, whether it's their niece, whether it's their daughter. One of the things that I used to tell my son's father was, I want you to look in the mirror, and then I want you to imagine that your daughters were dating someone like you. How do you feel about that? Because he was, anyway. So back to my list, because it's a list. So mama's boy. Okay, so these are gonna sound really superficial, but I ain't even gonna front. I want what I want. If you don't vote, like if you are a non-voter, like you have never voted in your life and you are over 21, don't holler at your girl. I'm not into it. I can't. I'm gonna need you to register to vote. Y'all, I went on a date with somebody. He was 30-something years old. He had never voted a day in his life. He was not registered to vote, and I couldn't understand why he had never registered to vote. And he didn't see it as an issue, but okay. So non-voters need not apply. Long nails, like men who have long nails, like it's just nasty.
Yeah.
Gonna tell you, like, I'm not even gonna front. I do look at some people. I look at your hands, like
both of us can't get no polish at the nail salon, huh?
You know what I'm saying? Like, you should be. I mean, if you're going in to get a manicure, I'm good. Get your manicure, bro. Get them cuticles done. But you should not be like. She should not be like cleaning under your nails and putting no clear.
What shape you want, round or square, huh?
Yeah.
So that's just one. I'm saying.
You stupid. That's funny.
Hey, bad hygiene. I know that we are all, getting back black to our roots, whatever the case may be. And some of us,
it's hot in Africa.
Look, some of us are gonna be au natural in everything that we do. I'm okay with that, but I'm gonna need you to find some natural alternatives to some deodorant. I'm gonna need you to find some natural alternatives to some hygiene items like some toothpaste. Bruh, if I can smell you, that means you smelled yourself first, because you smell yourself before anybody.
That is
That's true.
funny. That is funny.
So long, they don't smell themselves first.
Exactly. So if you walking around smelling like one of the onion people, you knew that. And if you didn't just come from the gym or like a strenuous workout, or like you were moving some furniture, you was doing some manly things to get that scent, and that's just your scent. Nah, bro. Nah, I'm gonna need you to smell like I think Gerald Levert smell, because in my hand, Gerald Levert smell good as hell.
He used to smell good because he's no longer with us.
Yeah, he smelled good. Okay,
Oh, okay, yeah. He do look like he smelled good, don't he?
Woo, girl, he just look like he smelled good, like he want. Anyway, okay. So I'm gonna need you to smell like I think Gerald Levert smell. Okay. Okay. So hold on. Okay, I got one more and then I'm done. I know these guys so superficial, but whatever.
You put my list to shame.
Hairy men. If you got hair on your back, don't apply. Don't apply. Don't even submit your application. Okay. There is no reason.
Don't even Google search, huh?
Girl, that's cosmetic. That can be taken care of.
Exactly. So I'm telling you all now that if you're hairy and you're interested, go buy a shaver or go see the wax lady. It don't hurt as bad as you think it do. But I'm gonna need you to get rid of that hair. Get rid of it. I'm gonna need you to do some manscaping. Okay.
That's important. Yeah.
So I mean, I'm just saying these. I know those are things, but
So since we're rotating,
one more thing.
You said that last time.
I know, but this is important. The way to my heart is food.
That's why you got two stomachs. He need no
Judge your mama. I'm gonna need you to feed me. Listen, I'm one of them women who can always decide what she want to eat. Just ask me, bro.
I have a salad. You ask for no salad.
I ain't no salad eating chick.
Oh my God, that's funny. Okay, another thing I do not like is straight deal breaker. If I don't care how fine you are, it don't matter how tall you are, how big your shoe. If you smoke, smoking is gross. First of all, I think I'm too cute. Ain't no way I'd have shampooed my hair or my wig, spiral curled it. Girl, bye. I can't. And we going on a date. I got on a nice dress, and then I got to take this to the cleaners right away because it smells.
Like an ashtray.
Yeah, I don't want to put it in my closet, and even in a laundry bag. Smoking, that is gross. That means your mouth is hot. It means you always got to have some scope and some Tic Tacs on deck. I cannot. And then your lips is gonna be dry. Nah, bro, I need you to have them juicy lips.
Y'all killing me. You need some LL Cool J lips.
I don't know, but I need them to be moist because you don't want no scratchy lips on no part of my body. Okay, I'm gonna need them to be moist.
I have to agree with you on that one, Wanda. I can't do smoking. I can't do those who, what they call it, dipping.
Girl,
I can't even imagine how you would be intimate or even kiss someone after they've done that. I can't. Can't do it. Can't do it.
Just put that.
Well,
on that note, let me get to my list. Because you want some other stuff.
Yeah.
So I did kind of compile this, and we probably talked about most of these already. But number one on my list is that you do have to be a Christian. It is hard out here in these streets, and I can't imagine being with someone who does not think like me, who does not have the same principles as me. I just be honest, I don't see how anybody does it. I need God in my life every single day. Every time I wake up, every minute, every hour of the day. I cannot imagine being in a relationship where the other person did not have that same feeling and did not, have that same thought process. Now, I'm not gonna say I've never been with, dated someone who hasn't been saved, but it always been very difficult. So I just got to the fact, if you don't have a relationship with God, we cannot have a relationship. As far
Think
as
about it. Scripture talks about, when you think about scripture, it's about two Christian people and how hard life is. So imagining life without, we gotta be like-minded in Christ.
Exactly. So that's number one for me. I'm also in agreement with y'all. People who just lie about crazy stuff, lie about unnecessary stuff. If you will lie, that means you will do pretty much anything. So it's like, that is a quick turn off for me. That is a deal breaker for me. I can't move forward with a liar. Cheating is another thing. Just like we said I would like to think in my mature state that even if, my husband cheated or somebody I was with cheated, that I could get over that. But my flesh would not allow me to do that. So I'm sure that would be the most difficult part for me to get over, the fleshly part of me, to say, oh, you cheated, let's try to work this out. That would be very difficult for me. That is like a deal breaker for me. And then if you had a baby, Lord forbid, just like I said, I am not the type of person that I would ever put that type of drama on a child, because the child did not ask to be here. That is a baby. But as far as my husband and this other lady, that would be very, 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 very difficult for me.
I just want to put out there that I'm not above. LaWanda may be over it, but I'm not above putting on all black and rolling out. Just saying. For my sister-cousins, you can come up. You listen. I will put you in my trunk and help people look for you. Don't play with me.
The last time I had seen him was on Tuesday night when he was at Popeyes for that special. That's the last time I had.
You know what I'm saying? Because he was going to get me some, and he never came home. I miss him. I just want my baby back. All the while, he buried on that farm with them pigs. Y'all know hogs will eat anything. And then if you put them in a wood chip, I seen this on the episode of Criminal Minds. If you put them in a wood chip and feed them to the hogs.
We're gonna pray for her, y'all. We're gonna pray. But yeah, that'd be very difficult for me. Abusiveness, and we talked about that before. I don't like people. I'm watching you. If we go out on a date, how do you act with the servers? If they bring you something wrong, how do you respond? Do you get loud? Are you aggressive? Sort of thing. That is a deal breaker for me, because if you're that way now and then I make you upset, I don't know what to expect. Right. So it's like I don't just say, because I have been in an abusive relationship before, because I have survived an abusive relationship before, I do not tolerate that now. And I mean, even my husband, I have literally, if you ever raise your hand at me, you are going to jail. And that is the honest to God truth. I do not play with family like that. I do not play with dates like that. I do not play with my husband like that, because that is a deal breaker for me. So you being abusive. Another thing that I have learned over years is just being financial irresponsible. That is a deal breaker for me. If you cannot take care of your finances, if you ain't got a good credit score, now granted, what happened in the past is in the past, but brother, you got to be working towards, something new. I cannot stand a man who will not take care of their family. That is the man's job. I'm sorry. That is your responsibility as head of the house to take care of your family. So if you're not handling the finances, that is a deal breaker for me. I cannot tolerate that. Right. I have to be with the man who, puts his family first, who is respectful. Just say, if you're just negative, I can't be with you. If there's nothing ever positive, you have nothing ever positive to say, I can't.
A negative attitude about life. Yeah, it's a lot of people like that.
Finances, family. If the man is always out to get you, I can't be with you. If it's always somebody else's fault, I can't do this because no, that's excuses to me. I have no time for that. That is a deal breaker for me. I can't be with you if you got all these excuses about why you can't do nothing. I don't care if there's not a way, make a way. I can't tolerate that. I mean, that pulls my energy level down when I have somebody who's always negative and talking negative and doing negative things. I can't.
Negative need,
Right.
huh?
It drains me emotionally. I cannot do it. Another thing that I have to have, and I know this is probably so petty, I have to have a man's man. I have to have a man who can change a tire, who can go out there and do yard work, who can fix stuff. I don't like a man where if my car breaks down, I got to call AAA because he don't know what to do. Like, granted, I don't know what to do, but he better know what to do. I don't like that. I do not like that. I'd like to be able to call on my husband and be like, this is the problem. I need your help to fix it. And then he can fix it. But I just don't like, I have this one girlfriend and her husband, I mean, sweet, sweet, sweet guy, but he can't fix nothing. He can't, it's like literally nothing. And it's like, dude.
Well, let me say this.
Can you at least try?
Listen,
that's
I'm not mad. My husband don't fix nothing. This is what my husband does. Okay, so this goes back into having your finances in order. You got to have your, let me see, 2017, I paid off my car before I moved here to Washington State to join my husband when he moved here. I'm like, yes, I want a car note. Everything is good in case I don't find no job right away. I don't have no issues. My husband checked my oil one day. He's like, go find a car. I'm like, what? It ain't no oil in your car. Yes, it is. No, it's not. I need you to find a car. I'm like, find a car. I'm like, how about we just take it to the shop? He will prefer for me to be stranded on the road, right? Me calling him saying I'm stranded. He would prefer to buy a whole new car so that it's covered under warranty and he'll have no issues and no problems. If something needs fixing or done around the house, hey, call somebody, he'll pay. So my husband ain't no handyman. Now, I can appreciate that because you can save a lot of coin. However, as long as it get done, I don't care how it get done.
And I get that, but what I'm talking about is a man who won't even do that. I have a problem with that. That is a deal breaker for me. If you can't do it, at least find somebody else who can, but don't just leave it in my hands to figure it out.
I get it.
I feel like that is a role, that is one of the man's responsibilities for his household, is to take care of his family. So if you can't do it, find somebody that can, but get it done.
Get her done.
Get it done. So one of the funny things, and I only put one, Donnie had like 8 on her list, is that I have this issue with feet. If you are a man, especially if you wear sandals and you are a man, which I don't know too many men wear sandals, but the little Nike slips, slides or whatever.
Go get a pedicure is what she's saying, bro. Go get your feet done.
Don't have no corns on your feet either. That is like a huge turn off for me. Yeah, look, if I could spend 15 years in the military wearing combat boots and my feet still look good, the least you can do is take care of your feet, okay? Especially if you don't have them out in the open. I do not. That is a deal breaker. I cannot tell you how many people I have not dated because they told us that.
Wow.
This is like me not even seeing them in like an intimate level with it, just them walking around outdoors, their feet just out. And I'm like, I can't. That grosses me out.
And get your toenails clipped. Don't be trying to get in nobody's bed and you're going to cut up their sheets with your crusty toenails that you ain't clipped in 10 days, 22 years. Bruh, I will give you that $22 to go get you a pedicure. I need you. Y'all remember that episode of Martin when Shanae had to pull out the big guns for Wanda's feet? I'm just saying, get your feet done.
So are you done, Juju?
Yes, I'm done.
I have 2 funny things. Okay. One of them is, now, I will say I love a well-groomed man. You got to have a nice haircut. you got to manscape, you got to smell good. You can't be prettier than me, okay? My second funny thing is, I don't care how long we have been dating. When we go out on a date, to me, I still have a traditional thing. It's your responsibility to pay. Even if I'm married, if I say, hey, I want to do something special for you, okay? I don't like that when men expect women to pay. Although I still feel like it's the man's responsibility to treat the woman out. Not that women can't do that for men. I'm not saying that, because I have done, those things for my husband. However, when we at the restaurant, we get ready to eat. When the waiter bring the bill, don't be waiting on me and I'll be right back. I'm gonna go to the bathroom and I'm gonna be just check right there, boo. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's just I don't like a stingy dude. I can't do stingy. I can't do stingy in a relationship. So those are my things or whatever. But it sounds like, though, we have a consensus. We hate cheaters.
No liars.
We hate liars. We want Christian men who are hygiene prone and they like to groom.
Hey, look, listen, you might.
And abusive. We don't like abusive people. So, we have all had different experiences with different individuals, and I think those are reasonable deal breakers in relationships. I think that our audience would, also consider those same things. There may be some other crazy, funny things or whatever.
I would love to hear what some of our viewership and those who listen to us think are relationship deal breakers. So definitely leave a comment about that. I would love to hear what they say.
Yes, especially some funny ones. Okay, I'm interested in that.
I mean, I got some more, but I ain't want to be too superficial. So, I mean,
give us one more. Pick a good one. Give us one more good one.
That's a deal breaker.
Yeah, a funny one.
I don't know if it's funny. I'm just saying, if your arm,
a superficial one.
Okay, you gotta have some good arms. Like you like up here, like if you got on a button down, I'm gonna need this button down to be a little tight right here, because them guns. Woo, baby. What's your name? What's your number? You know what? Let me just go ahead and put my number in your phone, because I did that the other day at Target. But anyway, just saying.
Target is findeth a wife, findeth a good thing. He
found me, and
you
I gave him my number. So he knew he had found me.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Anywho, on that note, audience members, we would love to hear what are your relationship deal breakers or deal breakers in relationships that you've had or you foresee in the future. Please like, share, subscribe, comment. Reach out to us via email at sistercousinsunite@gmail.com. And on that note, peace and hair grease.